I'm just letting you all take this in. Just give you a moment to take this in. No, seriously. Hi guys, it is Kiosha. Welcome back to my channel. I'm the lawyer that doesn't practice. I am a mid-level government bureaucrat, and I'm just essentially a moonlighter in creativity. And today I'm going to talk about the second episode of Married at First Sight. But before I do that, you know, I know there's probably questions. This is not new, but it is new to you guys. If you're interested in like the cut, the color, how it went down, all that good stuff, you gotta let me know down below. But if you go back to the beginning of my channel and look at my damn near jet black hair down to my waist, you'll see that this is a really big change for me. But yeah, if you want deets, you gotta let me know down below. Now, to the episode. I just feel like the episode was all over the place. Like I kind of wish they would have done the fittings for both the man and the woman, and then just kind of went directly into the wedding, as opposed to one couple fittings, other couple fittings, wedding, another couple fittings, wedding. It was just really confusing. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, right? I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna hit the two couples that were married, and then if I do want to make points on the people that weren't married, like Bow and Johnny, because their little tea, they're not little, but their tea ceremony, I think that was important. I think it showed a little bit. So maybe we'll do Michaela and Zack, Bow and Johnny, and then Gil and Mryla, and then some honorable mentions. I think that's fair. I totally think that's fair. Okay, so I feel like I kind of have to do these with my pen. Like since I started the first one, I had my little notebook and my pen. So if you see my pen, it's my notes. And so first things first, Michaela and Zack. It was really cute. Like everything was really cute between these two, and like very explosive. Like their chemistry was out of this world. Yeah, so I'm sure they had fun on their wedding night. We'll see that next week, but let's kind of get into what led up to the wedding and the wedding. So I have a lot of great things to say about this couple, like chemistry wise, but just kind of like longevity wise, like the things that kind of keep a marriage going when the fire burns out. I kind of want to talk about those things because, again, neither of these two have ever been in love, and even Pastor Cal said it. Pastor Cal said that Zack kind of idolizes marriage and like what it's supposed to be, and like what he's seen of his parents. But he's never been in love. He's never really been in a long-term relationship. So he doesn't really have any practice. If you can say a relationship is like practice in being married, I mean, I would consider that. Like, you know, each relationship you get into, you should learn more and more about yourself or whatever. And so I just don't know. Like, I think he is such a sweet guy. I think he has well intentions. But I just don't know, like, if he has the experience to really be able to like stick this out when things get hard beyond passion. And then that's kind of like the same critique I have for Michaela. Kind of similar along those lines. Like she said it herself, she was like, he's gorgeous. She is absolutely happy with how he looks, just like he is absolutely happy with how she looks. They're a gorgeous couple. And you know, there was clear, you know, regular chemistry, flirtation, sexual chemistry. It was just all there. It was almost like they had known each other, but then they were also meeting each other for the first time with this air of nervous excitement. I don't know, it was really cute. But one thing that her sister said that, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna say I didn't like, because who am I, but like one thing her sister said as she was getting ready, they were either at the dress shop, or like right before the wedding, and she was getting ready. And she basically said that she referred to Michaela as like Hurricane Michaela or Hurricane Mick or Kayla or something like that. And the general gist was like, when she's upset, when she blacks out, you know, she might cuss you out, she might do this, she might do that, but once it's over and she comes out of it, she kind of expects everything to kind of go back to normal. And I'm paraphrasing, right? But it was something along those lines of, I'm gonna go off on your ass, and then after I go off and I get everything out because you made me mad, after I go off and I get everything out, I expect everything to be the same. Now, confession, I'm pretty sure this is a lot of people's toxic trait. It's something that I've really been working out on, like, you know, trying my best not to spaz out when something doesn't go how I want it to go. I think I'm actually doing pretty good at it. So on one hand, I understand like being upset and maybe not being able to, or maybe not having the vocabulary or the practice in vocalizing what is the problem, right? But then on the other hand, it's not okay to lose your head and go off on somebody, and I mean go clean off on somebody, and then just kind of expect them to just kind of fall in line. Because if the shoe were on the other foot and somebody was just constantly railing on you, going off, and I mean blacking out on you, and then all of a sudden, hey baby, you would think they were a fucking psycho. So just like, I think general, like I said, longevity, maybe tips for like them both mental health wise and just growth in general, like as adults that are going to be growing together, that's probably something that she should work on. Licensed therapists would help. And I wonder where that anger comes from, because they mentioned it so many times. You know, I don't know, I'm nobody's therapist, but I definitely think that's something that she needs to work on. Otherwise, when they first met, she was so extra, but I actually enjoyed it. Like, I actually enjoyed it. I was only like mildly uncomfortable. Like, I have this thing where I get anxious when I feel like other people should be embarrassed, but it wasn't embarrassing at all. I only had a little bit of anxiety. So it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. She is very forward. She says what's on her mind. And I hope that carries. I hope that carries through the relationship as things get tough. Like I said, I want her to work on that little temper, that short fuse, or that stubbornness. But I think, you know, initially, based off of what we saw, like walking down the aisle, them meeting each other, their first kiss was, baby, talk about a smooch. Their first kiss was explosive. And then they were on the dance floor, and I mean, just kissing and vibing. I mean, their chemistry is crazy. If you watch the episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you didn't watch the episode, I'm sure there'll be clips up in a couple of days where you could just kind of watch the clip. Like, if you look up chemistry in the dictionary, their faces would be there. So one thing I want to say about Zack is he seems to be an emotional guy, and I mean that in a good way. Like, he seems to be in touch with his emotions. He seems to really be willing to say what's on his mind, to say how he feels, maybe to say if something has hurt him, to say if something is not okay, to say what he needs. Like, he kind of seems like that. I might be reading it wrong, but he seems to be deeply emotional. And I mean, I think that's a good thing. Like, he just, the way he broke down in the elevator, I was like, you are so sweet. What a sweetheart. I'm just checking out my notes right quick. But she was just coming with that hot fire. She's like, what's your name, Zack? You want a Zachary Jr.? Like, she was coming with hot fire. Like, you could tell he's a bit more reserved, but he was doing well. He was definitely doing well, keeping up. I don't know. I think all in all, like, to kind of wrap them up, I think they're really cute together. Like, in this stage right now, I think they're really cute together. My only critiques would be maybe experience in being in love and sticking around when things get tough. Her, maybe a little bit of the stubbornness. Him kind of idolizing marriage, but we'll see. we'll see. We have a long season because they drag these damn seasons out. So we've got a bunch to watch, okay? And so, I think it was Bow and Johnny. Let's talk about Bow and Johnny, their ceremony, and then we can go to Gil and Mrsyla and kind of wrap it up and then hit any high points. So, I thought the tea ceremony was beautiful. I mean, they looked so regal. I thought it was just so beautiful. Like, what a beautiful culture. It was like a really nice touch how he asked for wine and gold and she would have said red and gold. Like, y'all, it was so cute. And you can tell she is interested in him. You can also tell that she is, I won't say apprehensive. You can just tell that she's like, well, hey, hold up, partner. I don't know you. It's like that fine balance between, I'm into this, but hold on, I don't know you. Let's take it slow. Kind of like that, which I'm not mad at all. Like, it's true. That is her husband, but she also doesn't know him. I'm the same way. I have to warm up to people. I can't just be like, hey, oh my God, tell me your life story. Like, I have to, warm up to you. So that should be interesting, them kind of getting to know each other and her slowly kind of letting her guard down. Hopefully Johnny can kind of stick with it, but he's smooth. He's a smooth character. They showed a clip of him, baby, getting that garter. So I do think he'll get in there. He'll wear her down. Yeah, their first dance was really cute. It was just like a really sweet moment. I liked how Johnny could kind of tell she was a little apprehensive, and he said she was stiff, but he was like, it's just because she's not used to my touch, and so I'm gonna take it slow and I'm gonna follow her lead. I thought that was really sweet, and I thought that was really respectful. And I think with someone with a personality as strong as Bow's, he probably does want to follow her lead and not like push her to do anything that she's not interested in, because it probably wouldn't end well. But altogether, I honestly think the experts made a good match. She is a fireball though, and the control freak, and he's also a control freak. If they can harness that together, if they can somehow come together, I think it could be a beautiful thing. Like, this could be a really good match. So yeah, their tea party was beautiful. The rest of the ceremony was beautiful. Bow's mom and dad, they were there. Johnny's mom was there. Of course, his dad wasn't there. And I'm pretty sure in this season they're gonna get into like Johnny's daddy issues. And you feel really bad for him. You really do, because he fully expects for his father to be a part of his life, but he also knows that his father is not going to be a part of his life because of this decision. So I don't know, that push and pull. It's going to be interesting to kind of see what happens through the journey, because the therapist helped them with their relationship, but they might also give him some input into his relationship with his father. Because I mean, honestly, it makes better TV if someone is also going through like strife in their lives. So we'll see. Now, let's go to Gil and Mrsyla. Now, initially, I didn't know. I didn't know, and I didn't have a good feeling. And I'm still about halfway there, but what I will say is when they saw each other, it was really cute. And they look like a couple that would be together. Like, they do look really good together. But before I get there, let's go to when she was like wedding dress shopping. And I don't know if they are editing her this way or if like she's really this way, but it was just a lot. Like, it was just like a lot of negativity. So like when I find myself becoming really negative, like for example, if I'm at an ice cream shop or something, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like pecans. I don't like vanilla. I don't like this. I find when I'm being really negative, I have to reframe it. And instead of being negative, instead of focusing on what they don't have, do you have a sorbet? Do you guys have a dark chocolate? You know, kind of reframing things, kind of sort of. So when she was like, I hate this dress, I hate this dress, fair enough. Listen, I'm very outspoken as well, and I like things how I like them, you know, period. But, you know, there is a way to say things, and I've learned that. It's, how old am I, 33? Lord, I have learned that over the years. There is a way to say everything. It really is. You just have to be able to take a moment and communicate it. So, you know, that was interesting, but she eventually found it. Gil mentioned that, like, he was talking about some of the qualities that he was looking for, and he was like, he wants somebody that's goofy and somebody that he can make jokes with. And, you know, is that Mryla? It might be. You know, we've only seen one side to her. This, I don't like this, I don't like this, I want this. I'm sure she is a well-rounded individual. So hopefully, you know, as these cameras keep rolling, we'll be able to see that. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. And the fact that the experts kept saying, like Pastor Cal kept saying, Gil will balance her out. He will balance Mryla out. That worries me. Because that means that you know Mryla is a handful. It means that you know she is going to be a lot to digest. And you're putting a lot on Gil's shoulders to ask him to kind of push past everything and be patient and really work with her. And hey, that's the name of the game, it's marriage. But it just seems like a lot of the onus of the relationship to, like, you know, keep the relationship going and healthy, it seems like it might be on him. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I just, whenever they say, like, this person will balance this person out, this means the other person is probably an asshole. I don't know. We'll see. And he also said, it was before the wedding with his homies, he also said if she is materialistic, they are going to have a problem. Like, it's definitely going to be something that they're going to have to work through. So that is going to be one of their Achilles heels. I don't mean that in the way like, you know, in actual Greek philosophy where Achilles was hit in his heel and he died, like, not them dying, but I just kind of feel like that finance thing will kind of become like the slow death in the marriage if they can't get on the same page. It'll kind of be like taking a slow acting poison and just kind of letting it do its job. I don't know. Let's see, back to Gil. So his family was in Colombia. That was kind of sad, but his friends were there and his friends seemed nice. And to me, Gil really does seem level-headed. He really does seem like a nice guy. And we all have our chinks. So I'm really interested to see what his is gonna be. We all have our quirks. But aside from that, whatever comes out, he does seem like a nice guy, and he seems like he cares about people, and he seems like he's very serious about this marriage and making it work. Did I say he was level-headed? He's really level-headed, it seems like. And he's really going to need that in dealing with Mryla if he's always going to have to, you know, kind of bend and be the bigger person in these situations. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We'll see. Now let's go to Mryla. Mryla did mention the things like love and a partner and all of that good stuff. She mentioned someone that she could go shopping with, or at least he could just come with her. And I mean, it was framed around her personality. Like, they really bigged up the fact that she enjoys nice things. Like I said, I think they might be kind of editing her in like a not so okay light, because every season needs a villain. So I'm trying to be open and give her a chance, because there's nothing wrong with liking nice things. Like I said, it goes kind of back to like your delivery and like how you treat and how you talk to people. And even like before the wedding, like the makeup, it was a lot. And like I said, if I didn't like my eyebrows, I would say that. But there's a way to say everything. Baby, Mryla's gonna be a handful. And then on Gil's side, when his friend was like, are y'all gonna fuck? Or whatever he said, I was like, that is so inappropriate. But I think Gil handled that. He handled it very well. It was a very adult response. And you know, he basically said, we're strangers. It would be kind of weird. He enjoys passion with horizontal hokey pokey. And that, you know, kind of wait it out and fill it out. So that was cool. And then getting to them walking down the aisle and her seeing her bald husband, I think she handled that very well. I do. I think she handled it well. I think she got over it pretty quickly, because she said that afterwards. She was like, he is bald, but his smile, and I said that in my last review. I said he would win her over because he's good looking. Of course she was gonna find him attractive. I'm trying to think of everything. Like, before the wedding, one of her friends said something that was really profound. She was like, basically like, are your expectations too high? Like, do you have all of these expectations? If he doesn't meet these expectations, like, what does that mean for the marriage? It's almost like you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. So I thought that was profound. And I think Mryla reacted in a positive way. She was like, no, that's a really good point. That is a really good point. So I hope she takes that to heart. Let's talk a little bit more about Gil. Like I said, he was really happy to see her. You can tell that he was really into it as she was walking down the aisle. When they were reading like about like what your family says to the person, like Mryla's family wants you to know, he did seem like a little uncomfortable with the shopping stuff. Like, you could kind of see him wincing a little bit, but he was trying to like keep it together. You know, that's gonna be a theme. That's gonna be a theme with them in this show. But he was so sweet when they cut to him talking to her mom and her brother. He was just such a sweet guy. He just seems like a sweetheart. When they were talking about children, that was an interesting moment. And you know, they both agreed. Like, of course, absolutely, I want children. And she was like, he said, how many? And she was like, 1, at the most 2, as long as I can get a mommy makeover. And you know, it kind of caught him. He kind of paused a little bit, but he recovered. You know, you could tell they're really feeling each other out. And her personality is absolutely coming out. You know, it's absolutely coming out. I will say she does seem to be trying. Like, after they did the whole reveal, she seems to be trying to be nice. Like, even with the kiss thing, well, she did exactly what she said she was gonna do. She said she was not gonna kiss him on the lips, and baby, he went in, she said, and hugged him. She meant that. But I think she does seem to be really trying. Like, I can tell she's trying to be engaging. And so, like I said, they might be trying to edit her to be Cruella. I'm gonna give her a chance. I think with this couple, I think they're gonna have a hard time. Kind of along the lines of what I said with Michaela and Zack. I think, you know, once they get comfortable with one another, there will be passion there. But like, is passion enough to sustain a marriage? I don't know. The finance thing, he does seem to be on the more frugal side. Nothing at all wrong with that, and nothing wrong with how she does things, you know, spending her money on nice things. But them finding a meeting of the minds, you know, meeting in the middle somewhere, if they can get there, then they might be all right. But it's gonna be one hell of a journey to get there. And that's what I'll say on those two. Now let's find some honorable mentions here. Let's see. So let's talk about Rachel and Jose. Just like honorable mentions really quick. She seems like a sweetheart. She seems like a really sweet person. And the more I see her, the more I can see what the experts were saying, that she shrinks herself in relationships and she tries to be what the other person wants, as opposed to like looking out for herself and like making sure she's happy. Of course, you know, and taking care of your partner, but you have to make sure you're okay too, and like that you have a voice. I don't know, I can kind of see that. But she looked beautiful in her dress. It was like a really sweet moment with her friends around her. And so, you know, I'm ready to see their wedding. I'm ready for them to see one another. And then for Jose, he is a good looking little chunk of man. He really is. Like I said, I have my reservations. I have my reservations about him because he is so accomplished. He is so accomplished, and he seems like he has it all together, and he seems like he just wants things to be perfect. And I don't know if Rachel is going, I don't know who could, you know, rise to that occasion. Like, I don't know if Rachel is going to be able to be everything that he expects her to be, which leaves Rachel trying to be everything he wants her to be, and then leaves him unfulfilled. I'm not gonna go too much into what I said on the first episode, but I just cannot shake the feeling that like he would be a lot happier with a man. And like, that's no tea, no shade. Like, and like I said, you cannot tell somebody's sexuality by like their qualities and if they're effeminate and this and that. You can't tell that. I am absolutely wrong, and this is just in my head, you know, but I'm probably so wrong. And I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm right, that is so unfair to Rachel. And if I'm wrong, at least they have a fighting chance. And then, you know, hopefully the experts will help him work on his perfectionism. And I'll leave that there. So Brett, you can tell that she's been hurt a lot. You could tell she's a hopeless romantic. And you can tell she has a lot riding on this. You know, I feel for her. I hope Brian is everything that she's looking for. I have a little trepidation about Ryan, only because he just seems so jaded and he just seems so over dating that he's just like, just give me the marriage. You know, just give me, I don't want to do this anymore. As opposed to being like, hey, I really want to marry you. It's like, girl, I was just tired of dating. You know, so I don't know. We'll see. And then they humanized him a bit more on the end of this episode, like saying he's a really sweet guy and he's really emotional and he has a sweet side. So that better fucking hold up, because this Brett, she seems like a really nice lady. And they were taking like her bridal photos. Oh, what a stunning bride, that red hair. She was stunning. So I'm hoping that he is everything that the experts said he is, you know. And I mean, if I'm gonna play devil's advocate, maybe he is a really nice guy, and maybe he really does want to be married, not because he's tired of dating, but just because he wants to be married. I'll give him that. We'll see. That's me being fair. The next episode should be really, really interesting. I'm really excited to see Michaela and Zack. I'm really excited to see, you know, Bao and Johnny. I'm really excited to see more of Gil and Mryla. I'm excited to see who did I just say? Rachel and Jose, and kind of how things pan out with that. And I'm leaving someone out. I'm leaving out a couple. Oh, and then Brett and Ryan. Like, I'm ready. Like, they just love to drag this stuff out, but I am ready. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking in with me. I'm gonna try my best to post these videos every Thursday. I'm gonna try my best, and if not, at the latest Friday. But like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna link one of my natural hair videos just so you can go back and look at kind of my journey if you want to see that, if you're interested in that. But like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you folks next time. Thank you. Bye.